Alright. Greetings, programs. Welcome back to the Gamification. This is the final day of the Star Wars Celebration wrap up. Day 4 or day 5 if you prefer. Let's see how it goes. First off, I should apologise. It's been a couple of days since the celebration, but my body needed to seriously recharge. So I took a couple of days off, recharged, and now apparently I'm getting sick. How's that for convenience? Alright, let's get into it with the first panel that started for the day. The Episode 1 20th Anniversary celebration. This was just one of those kind of panels where people just came out and they talked about their time on Episode 1 and how the movie was made. Like they had the ILM, Industrial Light and Magic teams, and the Skywalker sound and stuff like that come out and talk about how they developed some of the sounds and some of the art style for the prequels and stuff like that with Doug Chang and Matt, what's his name? Not Matt Lanter. I can't remember his name, but his name's Matthew. Oh, Matthew Wood, I think. Is the sound dude, but he was kind of like apprentice to Ben Burt, which is cool. And like John Nolan stuff, who came up with the idea for Rogue One and whatnot, so that was cool. And then they brought in some of the cast, like Ian McDiarmid, Emperor Palpatine, Ray Park, which is cool. He's at every celebration, honestly. Ray Park, he loves it. He loves doing his moves and stuff like that, and talking about it. And they also mentioned in how he came back in Clone Wars for the motion capture for Darth Maul, which is cool. And also, Armor was there, and everyone was cheering him and supporting him and stuff like that, especially from the article that he wrote a while back, talking about his time as Jar Jar and how it really affected him badly and all that stuff. But we all came out and supported him, which was great, and cheered for him. Yeah, it was really cool, and he was just talking about some of the motion capture stuff. He tried to stay away from Jar Jar, which is completely understandable. Yeah, and they just had a bit of fun like that, talking about all this kind of stuff, and how like Ian McDiarmid didn't know he was playing the Sidious and Palpatine kind of thing, which was cool, but it was kind of spoiled for him. That was fun. They only went for like half an hour or an hour or something. And then they had some of the show floor reports, apparently they were calling them, where they just go around and talk to people on the floor, go to booths and stuff like that, like the 501st. They showed off the Star Wars tattoo parlor, which they do every celebration. Yeah, they just you go up and go, hey, I want to get a tattoo or book an appointment or something, and they give you a sweet Star Wars tattoo. But you can choose which artist and stuff like that. Some of those look really cool. Yeah, and more of the Star Wars charity stuff, which was great. Apparently, they brought on the Star Wars live show stage. The novel comic group, I guess you could say, where there's like 4 or 5 different expanded universe writers, I guess, and they're saying, hey, yeah, we're doing our own stuff and continuing with comics and whatnot, but we're also working on this kind of group project called Project Luminous. But they haven't said much about that, except that it's going to be possibly released in 2020. So we might hear more about that in next year's celebration. Oh, they had and also on the Live Star Wars show, I guess you could call it. They had this Japanese artist who did Star Wars art with like really thin paper and cut it out and painted it all. It was called Kirie, also called Kirigami art. So it was really detailed. Go check it out. They also had the Community Creative Project, which was free. It's just like, have your kids and whoever's got some free time go over and come build this kind of like 3D mural, I guess you could say. It was actually the beaches of Rogue One, Scarif. And it's like, you get this foam square, I guess you could call it, or plastic square, and you paint it as terrain, so you can have part water, part land, or just a big land mass, and you put it down. It's like almost building terrain for like miniature series kind of things, And then yeah, so you just get your kids in, paint some stuff, and then they put models and or they build like kind of paper models and stuff like that for like the spire tower and landing platforms, and have ships kind of supported by more cardboard and stuff, so they're kind of in the air. They have the walkers and stuff. It was really cool. It's just like if you had like a big piece of paper and you painted it like water and grass and shit like that. It was really fun. Yeah, Daniel Logan made an appearance there as well. He's like, hey guys, rah, rah, rah. He kind of dissed his mum a bit. I was like, wow, that was a bit weird. Yeah, they showed also Star Wars Miniatures, which is like the game, I guess, you know, like Warhammer, for example. But they also like, here's some different techniques to get the best out of your painting of the miniature models. I thought that was cool. Okay, and then they went on to the Star Wars Resistance Season 2 sneak peek panel. They had they brought in all the cast and stuff from Season 1. They'll just talk about what happened and how they recorded and stuff. So apparently, like in Clone Wars and in Rebels, they had a big room where people would record, almost like a radio play kind of thing, like a radio drama, but just with normal voice acting, which is cool. And yeah, so they talked about their characters. I've got their notes again. So they talked about their characters, their favourite moments. The Colossus has mechanical problems. Oh yeah. So, they mentioned what's happening in Season 2 and stuff, because if you watch the end of Season 1, the Colossus, which is kind of like the whole setting of the area, it's kind of like it's like a racing base, but it's also like a port, I guess. But it's actually a ship that was in water. And at the end of Season 1, it takes off and flies past the First Order, because the First Order is trying to take it over and use it as kind of like a way station to invade the New Republic. And they also did like a cameo for The Force Awakens, and how Starkiller Base destroyed some planets and the homeworld of the main character and stuff like that. So that was cool. But they flew off in this giant ship into space and go, oh, we don't know where we'll go. And to me, that felt very Stargate Atlantis, where like, uh-oh, this is a bit dramatic. And they also mentioned that, yeah, the Colossus, the giant ship base thing, it's got mechanical problems, so they will be dealing with a lot of internal problems as well as external with the First Order. Yeah, so one of the characters, Tan, she was kind of like a mechanic / pilot. She was kind of being led on, going, oh yeah, it's going to be fine, everything's going to be alright, but then she was kind of lied to by her friends, and she felt a bit betrayed and joined the First Order. So there'll be a bit of her characterization, her being a new TIE fighter pilot cadet, I guess, and how she interacts with the Resistance crew, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of different shenanigans, droid fights and stuff like that. Yeah, Stargate Atlantis, I mentioned that. Yeah, the weird thing was, I don't know what's going on with the streaming thing that they did with the live show, but they did this with Mandalorian, where they didn't really say, hey, we're going to be seeing some exclusive content for Celebration, so like bear with us or we'll see you later or something like that. They just kind of, in the middle of talking, like Dave Collins, who was moderating the panel, they just cut him off. He was about to ask a question, they cut him off, and then everyone in the like the stream or whatever is like, what the hell is going on? Like, why did they just cut it off? And then we find out later, it's like, oh, they're showing Season 2, an episode of Season 2 for Resistance. I'm like, well, how about you preface that with mentioning to the online audience that there's going to be some footage that you're not allowed to see? They kind of did that with the Mandalore panel as well, where they just kind of go, okay, with the kind of sizzle reel stuff, they say, hey, this is just for the audience. We'll see you in a few minutes live stream, and they kind of had a, hey, please wait patiently in 3 more minutes. But then at the end, sorry, that's my little cover thing. But at the end of The Mandalorian, they just kind of cut it off, and apparently they were showing actual footage, like in-episode footage of The Mandalorian that we didn't even know. It just got cut off, and like, what? So it was really strange. I don't know. It felt very disjointed, very disorganized. For for a live stream, for a Star Wars Celebration live stream that they've done for like the last 4 or 5 years, right? You think they would have had it down pat by now, but apparently not. Also, Warwick Davis had a panel as well. That's just him talking about his time during his time in Star Wars and his characters and whatnot. Just like short stories. I didn't see that one because it wasn't on the live stream stuff. And then he was reading a book called The Ewok's Tale, and that was like a modified version of that. So that was cool. I think he had oh, this thing is buggering me again. I think he had C-3PO, Anthony Daniels on there as well, but that could have been a separate panel that I also missed out on, which is annoying. Anyway, they had the big kind of wrap up of the best of Star Wars Celebration 2019, and then they revealed when they're having Star Wars Celebration next. And I think I just mentioned this earlier. Star Wars Celebration 2020 will... Oh, sorry. Star Wars oh, wow, I just gave it all away. Star Wars Celebration will be in Anaheim in 2020. And that will be perfect for me because I've decided I'm going to go to that because I was going to go overseas anyway. So I'm like, screw it. I'll go there. I'll go see Galaxy's Edge, which I'm dying to see, be a part of that magic. Yeah, so that was it for Star Wars Celebration. There was quite a lot going on, and I think it did a really good job of putting out the information, putting out the news, and showing a whole lot of different stuff that we've seen before, but also like totally new things that kind of blew us away or just kind of had us reeling a bit, I guess you could say. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought of any of this information or news, or if you want to know more, or what were your favorite parts of Celebration. I'd love to hear from you guys, so leave a comment down below. Hit me up on any of my socials, especially Twitter. I'd love to hear from you there at Jackosaurus. And that's it. That's it. I can finally rest. I can finally take a break until... Oh no. It's like 50 days until E3. Oh no. I'm going to be wrecked. Alright. Once again... Oh, I should mention, please like and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell right down here so you know when videos are going to be released, because you never know with me, honestly. Pardon me. So again, thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to talk to any of you fans who are joining Celebration next year. Alright, end of line.